Today we're at JBM and a full booth tour with my buddy Steve. The first thing we're going to talk about today is a little bit about the company, then service and support, because you can't sell a second machine if you've done a poor job on the first machine, and we all know that, so we're going to talk about it. Then, so many machines and automation all around us, so I'm excited. I hope you're excited. I know Steve is excited. You're excited?
I am excited. Yes, sir.
He is excited. All right, so let's talk a little bit about JBM, who you are, what you do.
Sure. JBM's a full-service machine tool distributor. We've been around over 41 years, and we are somebody who looks at the customer's part, focuses on that, and then designs a system for them that suits their needs.
That's the perfect answer, because these days we're not just taking a machine off of a shelf, dropping it on a floor. We almost want that machine, if not almost, we want that machine to be making parts the moment it hits the floor. So knowing that you do that with 41 years of experience, what a benefit.
It is. And you know, what we've done is taken a local approach. So we actually have 4 offices across the Mid-Atlantic area, and that gives us an application engineer, a service engineer, and parts support at each of those local vicinities within driving distance. And it really has helped our customers from a value standpoint.
I already know that people watching right now have some saliva growing in their mouth because they want to work with a partner like you. But you're not national, are you?
Not at this point. We do have a new product line we'll talk about in the booth that shows off something that we are now bringing to the North American market.
Perfect segue for that one. Can't wait to see it. Now let's talk service and support before we walk the general direction and see a robot waving an American flag right now.
That's right.
But let's talk service and support. The world knows, I know, we talk about it, you for sure know. If you don't have service and support, you're just not going to sell a second machine. You're not going to be able to sell the company, and I promise you, you won't be around for 41 years.
That's right.
If you're not giving good service and support.
Yeah, so we have a great team. Our service managers, our engineering managers all work together with the application team to provide that full support between whether it's a service issue, an application issue, or maybe a part that failed. So the team works well. They've made it so that everything we do comes together and keeps that customer's machine running.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna do some quick math with you, Steve, and I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different machines right here on the booth, right?
That's
your
correct.
ability to have the knowledge to support your clients, that's why these partnerships remain with you. I would make that argument. Is this true?
It's very true. In fact, we've been fortunate enough to find a few more good application engineers this year. So we're now very well supported in that department, and really no one can know anything 100%, so we have each of them specialized to their skill sets and trained in working in those areas.
Yeah, I'd like to know everything 10%, but I'm not even at that point yet, so 100% is a lot. And I know the audience right now is wondering, how did you find those application engineers? Because we're all trying to find them. All right, let's slide over to automation. Steve, to me, automation is, we keep saying, some people keep saying, automation is the future. It's going to do this to the jobs. It's going to allow, but to me, it's not even a conversation of the future, and even not even a conversation of now, in the sense that we needed to do this years ago, and we need to pay attention in this moment. If we're not implementing it, we have to.
That's right. Yeah, these robots have been around for some time. People know the jointed sphericals. They've been afraid of them. What's happened, however, in the last 15, 20 years, the technology of the grippers have become much more favorable for plug-and-play applications. The camera systems aren't as affected by the lighting around us and the ambient light. If you turn the lights off or the sun comes up, it doesn't throw off the vision system like it once did. So we're able to provide solutions that are highly reliable with great uptime and drive home what the customer needs from that productivity. And it does help out, of course, with our skilled labor gap we have and all those things that are kicking in. So we have systems that are very simple. This is a pre-built system. It's very low cost, has area scanners, so if you walk up to the robot, it actually stops for you. You step away, it keeps working. These are things that are smart systems that we can sell ready-made today, or we can put something together that's even more complex, single part flow, and built off of one part number. So it really comes down to what customers are looking for.
Steve, you've done an amazing job here. You've hit on so many key components that I don't think we highlight enough. You mentioned the grippers. I mean, that's brilliant that you acknowledge that, because there was definitely a time where we could only do one job and repeat that one job because the flexibility wasn't there. Safety, a key concern in most places of the world. Not always, but certainly in your territory here in the US. So very important to understand. And just the fact that we are doing this all with the flexibility of the customer in mind, to let them know we are supporting that skills shortage, labor gap, labor shortage that we keep talking about over and over and over again. Man, this is now. This is yesterday. This is tomorrow. This is all of it.
Absolutely. And we're only going to continue to see more and more, not just in the workplace, but even in our homes. So it's a revolutionary industry.
Meet the Jetsons. All right, let's head on over to our next machine. I had not seen this before, and I'm really excited to learn more. I want the audience to learn more as well. I want to get the name branded in their brains, and also I want them to understand what this is specifically utilized for in most cases, but also the fact that they can build onto it. I think that's important to understand.
That's correct. So we're introducing the Waysia WSI product here at the show. This particular machine actually has a great overreach in the x-axis, so we've done a patented gang tool in the center of the turret, so we can actually reach over and add additional tools within that small footprint. This particular machine can utilize 6 8-inch chucks, do small turning, it can do milling with a C-axis. Furthermore, it has its built-in automated loaders right into the machine itself, so if you would like to add a bowl feeder, a rotary stalker, any kind of automation that fits your part and your needs, this little guy can come out, pick that up, put it right into the chuck, and keep going. Further, these machines are made to be put into a line if you would like. So many of your turbine products, housings, things of this nature are made on machines just like this all around the world. That said, this goes even further. We can box this up with a 5-axis CNC control inside the same footprint and turn parts at 2,500 RPM using the turning tools, swap those out and bring in the milling tools and go to milling and do the 5-axis. So it's a true milling machine, turning machine, depending on the configuration you would want to bring it. Lastly, the control automation is all built right in. So we don't have to have a hardware handshake issue, pointing fingers about who said it's your problem or my problem, that the CNC doesn't talk to the automation. It's all one. It's beautiful, tight footprint, great machine. It's going to do well. The interest has been very high.
I can imagine. The one thing I noticed when we point a finger, we got a lot more pointing back at us. So let's not point fingers. One thing I didn't hear you mention, but it seems interesting to me, is the size of it. The footprint, we can really get a lot done in a space where we could line these up. If we're limited on our real estate space, we know how expensive real estate space can be. We're really doing a lot in a very compact area within one machine.
It's amazing that all footprints have become important. The cost of a square foot in the manufacturing environments are expensive. And when you couple all of that with the fact I could put a robot over, above, or beside, I can share tools. We can go clear out to a 16-inch diameter on these machines. So think about the size of that machine and cutting a 16-inch workpiece. It's amazing.
That is. You're maximizing that space for sure.
Definitely.
Wow, I love it. All right, let's slide on over to the next machine. Look, it's not every day I bump into something I haven't seen before, Steve, but I gotta be honest, is this a new product? What are we looking at here? I mean, the idea, the capacity, the capability of what I think it can do seems very familiar. However, I'm learning about this piece right here.
That's right. So we're also kind of letting the cat out of the bag. We do have an import manufacturing company that is called Hanwha. We are using this to bring machines to the North American, Canadian markets, and this is just one of the many that we've branded for that. So obviously many people know the tool room type lathes that this represents. These come with constant surface speed functions, so again, there's added value there. That's built right into the machine, so it can increase the RPM as your tool moves in. It's always helpful. And these go right on into NC type machines with FANUC controls. And then well beyond this product into other products, we have ancillary equipment, bar feeders, coolant pumps, rotaries, all kinds of products that are going to come in and serve our customers' needs well.
So what we're seeing here, this is just the beginning. They got
truly
so much
is.
more coming.
That's right.
I have one question before we slide over to Kitamura, because you mentioned we're letting the cat out of the bag. Have you ever tried to physically put a cat in a bag?
No.
It does not work, I promise you that. So we better keep that cat out of the bag for sure. All right, Kitamura, very familiar with this company, very familiar with this product. The footprint with horizontal machining, I mean the size to be able to do horizontal machining, and understanding what coolant flush, what the chips being knocked out, not having to recut them, the tool life, the rigidity that goes into it, the ability to do multiple products within the horizontal machining capacity machine itself. These are all, I think, more or less knowns at this point. We understand what horizontal machining does for us, but Kitamura is a bit different because they want you to invest in them, and they believe in their products so much, just like JBM does, that you have the opportunity to grow in time. Let's talk about that.
That's correct. So Kitamura has been in the field for well over 90 years. They're amazing products. And they've learned over that time that owning a machine tool is a lot like owning a home. You at some point are going to want to renovate, update, add on, and that's what we can do with this machine. The control software can easily be updated if there's new versions or things that we can offer customers. Within the machine tool itself, we can add additional features like a full 5th axis. If you come out around the side, we can put, not much bigger than our mat here today, we can actually add a full pallet changer to do 6 parts and even extra tools to the back of the machine. All these things can be done anytime the customer decides to pull the trigger. So they can get started with their work, start making parts, get their fixturing in place, and then say, you know what, this is ramped up to where I've got these 6 jobs that run for maybe half an hour to 2 hours each pallet. Boom, I've got an ROI, I can buy that machine, I can buy that pallet changer and really start printing money.
Yeah, I agree with you, Steve. And I know somebody online is going to fight with me with what I'm about to say because they typically do. But when I think about the ability to purchase what we need to purchase in order to win and not having to pay for things we don't necessarily need, and I know Dr. Kitamura loves software upgrades. He's got a machine from 1971 that still runs in his factory right now, and all he's ever done is upgrade the software.
That's awesome.
So that in itself, absolutely incredible. But when I think about, okay, I have a job that I'm running a ton of that has the need for so many different tools, but it's a repeat product and it's going to run for a while. Maybe I don't necessarily need the pallet chain system, but I need a lot more tools. Okay, I can buy that on its own.
Absolutely.
But what if I have a high mix opportunity, or I don't necessarily need all the tools, but I got to keep it running because I have a labor shortage and I just got to keep that pallet running through the nights, through the weekends. I can invest in just the pallet change. And if I find out later on I need both, I can buy both. Kitamura doesn't waste your time and doesn't waste your money. They build their machines to last. They focus on the weight of the castings, vibration dampening to make sure it's going to last for generations to come. And now they're being price conscious as well to make sure you have the financial resources to invest in them and grow with them throughout time.
Absolutely. And it sounds like you've had a very full education at the Kitamura factory.
I have.
Because you know the footprint.
I have, yeah. Dr. Kitamura, I would consider a friend of mine, and a true pleasure and honor to go there and do a factory tour there. And I mean, what they do there is a true focus. He got a little bit upset with me one time when I was talking about hand scraping, because he's like, you got to do. He went through this process of grinding and hand scraping and the deviation of the casting itself and removing and put. He gave me an education. Let me put it that way. That guy gave me an education. All right, we have an amazing video just on this Hanwha machine, so please check that out. So we're only going to quickly go over this one, but our focus when Ken and I were talking about it was reliability, rigidity, and he made sure to let everyone know when you put a part, for example, like this bad boy in one of their machines, they're going to be able to cut it because people were doubting that they could do that in one of these machines.
That's
so
correct.
Let's focus quickly on reliability, rigidity of this Hanwha machine.
Sure, yeah. Their design intrinsically has extra feet and support underneath the casting. So a lot of Swiss, unfortunately, because they're smaller, have fewer feet. Ours actually supports the sub spindle. You can take heavier cuts. In the case of some turning, we're actually taking parts from 1 1/4 inch down to about 800 900 thousandths in one pass and finishing it with the same tool. And that's significant for people to know. There you go. It is very significant for you to know that a Swiss turn not only can take heavy cuts, it's not just for turning. So many parts, if you look at the display and look at the table, are going to show how we're doing hard milling and precision milling, and all at a very short distance out from the spindle. So this machine can mill some of the most complex parts that we're still doing in the 5-axis machining centers, but for a fraction of the price at times. The throughput is even higher and much more amazing. So we're excited to have the Hanwha product line, and we've done some recent turnkeys on this with customers that are very satisfied, and we continue to quote adding automation to this, and we'll see another piece of that as we go around the corner.
Yeah, I look forward to that. One thing before we slide over to the next machine that I just want to bring up is we can all do it once. We can say, I can do that, you know, hold my beer kind of a thing, as we say in the US, but what about 7 months from now? What about a year and a half from now? What about 5 years from now? Is it still holding tolerances and reliability, cutting that hard material as we've discussed right here through time? Anybody can do it once. You got to put it to the test, and Hanwha's been through that test. That's what your testimonials are for.
Absolutely.
Now, we're looking at SMEC. I've been over to Korea. I've been to Simtos. I oftentimes don't see enough marketing. I'm begging for their marketing here in the US, but one of the largest, if not the largest booth I saw in all of Simtos in Korea. They are a massive company.
They do amazing. And what's so good about Samsung Machinery is they actually have a wide, diverse product mix. So starting out on one of the NS series linear guide machines, very great price point starting out, and Fanta controls, which everybody knows and loves. We do offer some others, but mainly this is the bread and butter machines. And the OEMs of the Ohio region we're in today have so many of our SL series that are the boxed way, heavy cutting. We're running those machines cutting hardened D2 CPM 10Vs at 6062 Rockwell. And we just put ball screws in some of them that are 10 to 12 years old for the first time. These are workhorses. Our machines are not only value priced, but they're a very production level machine. Samsung also has milling machines as well. We're not showing those at the show, but again, a wide range of value and boxed way heavy cutting with high torque, some of them getting over 400 foot-pounds of torque on a 50 taper. And it's pretty amazing when you put that up against another machine and see what comes out and how fast it comes out, and that great throaty sound you hear when that cutter bites in that's 4 inches in diameter. It's a good feeling. So we're very pleased. In fact, we were the dealer of the year last year for Samsung. We're very pleased to have gotten to that level. It took a lot of work. A lot of our sales team gets credit for that, but we're very happy to have the line.
Yeah, two things I think of when you describe this. One is my home improvement Tim the Toolman Taylor pops out. Like when I hear the purr of that machine making that cut, I want to grunt with it. The second thing is, you know the saying bang for your buck? Almost quite literally describes the hit that this thing can put into material, and you get your money back so quickly, that bang for your buck.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, if you know anything about carbide inserts and how they work and how chip formation occurs and chip thinning happens, that's exactly what you need, and this is how you get it.
I love it, man. Very well said. All right, now we're gonna slide over to this. We just keep bumping into these young men. I don't know if we're following them or they're following us, but regardless, they keep. We should invite them on camera. Maybe that's what they're doing. I'm not sure. Smiles are fantastic, though. All right, we lightly mentioned we had a cobot coming around when we were talking Hanwha before, and there's something unique about what's happening with JBM and this Hanwha robot that I think is almost a world premiere at this point, right?
It is. We're revealing, well, again, a new product line to us. Hanwha Robotics has been around since 2018 in the US, but we're now distributing these products. We're supporting these products. We actually can repair these products for the region and for other distributors of automation or integrators. And of course, we're using them for ourselves. Beautiful thing about this, there's so many plug and play applications. So your gripper packages, your camera packages, we talked about that over on the MITS a little bit ago, but all of that is plug and play. You have everything you need provided to you when you're ready to put it together. So if you're inclined and you want to do your own, you want to just buy the robot, these are very, very affordably priced. They have a great industrial cast body on them, which gives you a nice feel that you're buying a robot that's going to last you for a long time, but all with the ease of the maintenance that comes with a cobot. So we can do a basic robot to a customer. They have their own fun. We can do all of it, which is an integration turnkey or robotic and automation turnkey for them. Or companies sometimes want to do a little bit of it themselves, so we call that a share key. And those guys might say, well, I'll make my own gripper, my own fingers, maybe my own fixture. I don't know how to tie this into a CNC machine tool or use the camera system. So maybe we do one part, they do the other part, and we all win.
You know, that's the first, this makes all the sense in the world, but it's the first time I've ever heard share key. I've heard turnkey over and over and over again, but share key, I like that.
Thank you.
Yeah, well done. All right, we got one more to do, right, Steve?
Actually, two.
We got two more to do. Well, firstly, I got to do it. Give me liberty or give me death, right, Steve?
That's right. These are American-made machines, American-made castings, made right in Pennsylvania, Butler, as a matter of fact. And JBM's been a proud partner of Parker Majestic for a long time. You know, the new tool room of today, it's difficult to stand in front of one machine that's manually operated, and surface grinders are often run in that way. What we've found, companies can purchase a CNC grinder, have it do the high precision form work, the critical stuff. You know, us older grind guys are getting, you know, bad eyes and things. It's harder to see this stuff. I can come over here on the CNC controller, program my contour I'm grinding, dress a form wheel maybe if I'm plunging a form in or things like this. And on this machine, it's scraped in within 50 millionths the whole chuck when we're done. So these are high precision, but a very affordable solution. And then I've got my other grinder I always ran, and I'm doing the basic stuff here, the critical stuff here, and it's a total win for a company because now they're getting about 1.5 throughput from one guy.
I know you said it, I'm gonna say it again, and made in America.
Yeah.
Made in America.
Absolutely.
So important for us here in Cleveland, Ohio today, for us to understand supporting American products.
Absolutely. Great product. It's a win.
All right, Steve, we've almost made it to freedom! We got one more machine left. I had to do my Braveheart thing. I usually wear a kilt as well. We got one more, a nice focus. No machine, but worth talking about.
That's right. I wanted to take just a minute and talk about the Seibu product. Seibu actually designed and built the first wire EDM in the world 52 years ago.
Did they? I didn't know that.
The technology that they have in their machine is every bit from day one until now that's been developed in their tech center. This product has the FANUC control, but it's Japanese quality, still hand scraped today, which many machines that we sell need that quality. Our die mold guys, our high precision guys, love that aspect about the machine. And yet, once again, they've kept the price right in that same area as what it needs to be competitive. Some key features about these machines, they just came out with the HP series. So where a lot of wire EDMs start about 4 thou and go up to 12 thou wire, this machine actually starts out at 3 now. So getting those tight internal corners, fine work, maybe some carbide, all areas that the guys love that right away. Now we can go smaller, we can go more accurate, clear down to under 0.5 micron. And the really cool feature of this machine, we can use oil instead of water as the dielectric. So for carbide, where the parent metal can be impacted by the heat of the burning of the wire EDM, that oil actually quenches that sooner, gives you a better finish, and that sharp edge that you want for your punch and die sets. So that's a great machine. I just want to take a minute and end with this as we talk about our booth today.
What a fantastic way to end. I love talking sub-micron, especially from the first EDM maker in the world. I'm so happy we ended here. Steve, now we have the actual freedom. I hope you join me again on camera. You did an amazing job, but what a fantastic tour. It's good to know that America is in good hands with manufacturers, with companies like JBM supporting the growth technology, and even the apprenticeships that are being brought up, because apparently you're finding these folks out there. Don't drop any keys of how you're doing it. They might try and take them, but you're finding them, you're supporting them, you're growing them within the company. This is a family-owned company, that very beloved family-owned company that focuses on service and support. So one more time, thank you so much, Steve. What an amazing job you've done.
It makes it easy when we have great products. Thank you.